What's going on, College Football Nation? My name is Ben Ledoux, and you're watching the Voice of College Football Recruiting channel. And today, we got an absolute banger of a video. We got the number one player in the nation. If you don't already know him already, I'm going to show you to him now. This is Jackson Cantwell. He's an offensive tackle. He's 6'7.5", weighs 300 pounds, but we're going to add the cleats in there, so we're going to call him 6'8", 300 pounds. 24/7 Sports Composite has him ranked as the number one player in the nation, the number one offensive tackle, and the number one player out of Missouri. He attends Nixa High School out of Missouri, and Crystal Ball predicts him going to the University of Miami. Now, we're going to get into the recruiting class later for the University of Miami, but I think we can expect him to bring in more recruits as the commitment comes along. We're going to get into his scouting report now. So Gabe Brooks, a 24/7 sports scouting analyst, has listed it like this: a tall, big-framed offensive tackle prospect. Y'all read the stats, which we can agree with a stellar athletic profile and pedigree, who's an advanced mover at this stage of development. He's quick off the ball and flashes hand violence and general power at the point of attack. Further ahead as a run blocker than in a pass protection. When we get into his huddle, you'll see there's a lot of run game clips. Not a lot of pass pro, but you'll see in the video he's an absolute unit in the run game, but displays encouraging footwork in the latter with immense potential in that category, which I agree with. More catcher than puncher in pass pro, but strength is there and power capacity is limitless. As evidenced by weight room prowess, he benches 450 for three. I don't want to skip over that. That's insane as a junior in high school. 450 for three. And Huddle has his max bench at 485, his max squat at 535 pounds. He also runs a 5.1 240. So the athleticism is absolutely off the charts, but strength is there and the power capacity is limitless. As we said, evidence in the weight room and a rare shot put and discus data. So he's also a multi-sport athlete. As you see in the high school athletic background, he's a decorated thrower and he plays basketball. So he's a Missouri Class 5 state champion in shot put and discus as a sophomore and a Nike Outdoor Nationals competitor. He's a shot put champ. He's the best shot putter in the nation. 5th in discus in June of 2024. I've already said it, the athleticism is off the charts for this offensive tackle. He's a son of two former Olympic throw athletes. Closed sophomore year with an astronomical personal best of 74-9.75 and a 205-4 in the shot put and discus, respectively. Projects as a high major multi-year starter who could develop into a coveted pro prospect. Can't agree more. The only thing I want to take from this is that he does display a lot of run blocking in his huddle. So I'm hoping that later, maybe into his senior year, when he drops another huddle tape, that we'll see more pass pro. So as we get into this huddle film here, so I just want to start off by saying 158 pancakes, 0 sacks given up. He is 13-1, or the team's 13-1 in Missouri 6A football, and they came in second place. You'll see in this video, he's a man amongst boys. He's going to toss these guys out the club. He's an absolute unit. I'm going to continue to say that because it's true, okay? So let's get into the film. So on this first play here, we see him lined up primarily left tackle. This is the perfect example. He's going to drive these kids 10, 15, 20 yards down the field. Now, I want to focus on this play here. Lined up at left tackle again on the short side of the field. Kind of a hard angle to read, but he's going to get downfield. He's going to find a guy, and he's going to toss him straight into the coach. That coach is down. He took 2 people out in the same play. One guy wasn't even on the field. If I'm that kid, I'm never playing football again. So let's continue. So here we go. We got a run game clip. See, he's in there. He's in the lane. He finds the second level. He finds the linebacker and clears this lane out. You could drive a truck through that. Perfect. I love it. And he still pancakes the guy. All right, here we go. Same against a similar team. He's getting down and dirty. He's pushing guys over. He's flattening them. Okay. Love it. Love this guy. Okay. Here, we're going to see the athleticism displayed by this 6'8", 300-pound tight end. Now here, he is a little high in his stance, but you'll see why. As we play it, fake the block, go out to the flat, catch that big boy, and look at that man run. He's 6'8", running that fast. Crazy. Okay. As we continue throughout this video, we're going to see he's just going to keep tossing dudes. That guy did a front flip here. I love this clip. Okay. Lined up at left tackle again. He's going to double team a guy. He's going to trip and fall and pancake another guy. I mean, that's the athleticism on this dude. Insane. Here we go again. Get up, pancake him, sit him down. Okay. So I really want to point out again, like we saw when he caught the pass, he does line up pretty high in his stance as a tackle. It makes sense, honestly, because of how tall he is. But I would like to see him occasionally put his hand in the dirt, get dirty. You know what I'm saying? But for right now, it's fine. He's in high school football. These kids don't want to play with him. I mean, that kid just decided to fall down. That's fine. So I want to look at a few things for an offensive tackle. I want to be able to look at his flexibility and bend, his pass protection skills. Where is his hands? Where's his footwork? Does he have the ability to adjust and recover? And, there's another like power and strength. But we already know, based off this guy's bench press, he has power and he has strength. I want to look at his leverage. I want to look at his toughness and physicality, which he's already pancaking dudes. So the physicality is there. The toughness is there. Size and length. The size is there. The length is there. This guy has it all already as a junior in high school. Okay. We're going to continue throughout this film. We're going to watch it here. Just bullying kids. Now, I would like to point out another thing about him is I wish that he would, which will come with time, I wish he would eliminate a guy from the play like he did in that last clip, push him out of the way, and then get to the second level so that we can create more blocks downfield to possibly open up that run game even more for more explosive plays. Turn those 5 to 10 yard runs into 15, 20, 25, 30 yard runs. If he can just get to that second level, we know he can run. We know he's powerful. We know he can, if he comes up next to a DB, that dude's getting tossed 5 yards. So here, I really like this clip. He hasn't been going up against really big guys yet that we've seen in the huddle film, but here he's going up against pretty big defensive linemen. It looks like, a defensive tackle as he's lined up at left tackle. And sit down. I mean, come on. This is perfect. Okay, so we're going to see our first pass protection look out of Jackson Cantwell here. I really want to pay attention to his first step. I want to see that left foot get really far out, not too much to where it's out of his frame, but I want to see him on balance, stay in front of this guy, see what we can do. Okay, perfect kick. That's beautiful. Hands on. I mean, that's a perfect pocket for that quarterback. Let's run it back again. So here we go. Kick. Keeps the guy in front of him. Hands, violent hands. That guy had no chance. I love it. Pass protection is a go. Is a check. So here we go. It's the same thing every time, man. So here's another perfect example. So see how he's held up on this guy right here, out on this kind of like middle of the screen. They throw this quick screen out to the left side of the field, and he's just going to stick to this guy and toss him. Typical. But I want to see him, toss that guy earlier, get downfield, see if we can create more opportunities down the field. Again, here, sits him down. So I think it's good to reiterate that if he's completely, every single play, it seems like he's tossing these guys to the ground. If you're going up against the same guy, if you're lined up against Jackson Cantwell for 4 quarters, you're quitting by the third. I think Jackson Cantwell could eliminate the left side of the defensive line just off of pure aura. This guy, he holds his own. I mean, if you see a 6'8", 300-pound guy lining up across from you for 4 quarters and you're constantly getting knocked on your ass, that's going to be an emotional and physical tear on the defensive line. And I think he'll shut down an entire defense, especially on that left side. So as we wrap up the huddle film, there's a lot to say. There's a lot to say about Jackson Cantwell. He's an absolute monster. He's going to blow up the run game. I would like to see more pass pro clips, but just based off that one that we saw, his first step is great. He's got violent hands. He's getting hands on first. He's flexible. He can bend. He kept that guy in front of him. Can't wait to see more out of him. So, as we said earlier in his scouting report, he is crystal ball predicted to go to the University of Miami. So let's take a look at the University of Miami's recruiting class for the class of 2026. So 24/7 has the University of Miami's composite rank at 15. And as we look at these guys, we see 4-star, 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 3-star, 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 goes on, okay? Jackson Cantwell is going to be the only 5-star in this class as of right now, and I think that's only going to boost the University of Miami's recruiting class because they're going to want to play with this guy. Quarterbacks are going to want to play with this guy. I know they already got a quarterback. They already got a quarterback right here, Deron Coleman out of Florida, but quarterbacks are going to want to be protected by this guy. Okay, so we already have a couple offensive tackles in this, or offensive line in this class. Ben Cogden, 3-star, 6'7", 285. He's going to stay at tackle. Too big to kind of move inside. But this Joel Irvin guy, 6'6", 280. If he wants to play tackle and Jackson Cantwell commits, I could see him decommitting just because of the playing time problem there. But if he wants to move inside, you pair him up with J.J. Sparks. That's 4 offensive linemen in this class. That's incredible. It's incredible. And I bet Javion Mallory is going to love that as a running back. Obviously, Deron Coleman's going to love that as a quarterback. These guys are going to want to play for Jackson Cantwell. Play with Jackson Cantwell and for the University of Miami. So there's nothing else to really be said. I've said a lot. Jackson Cantwell is going to be an absolute monster his senior year and going into college. He's a day one starter. You're the number 1 player in the country. You're huge. You're big. You're physical. You're athletic. The dude can run. The dude can play. Okay. Jackson Cantwell, day one starter, University of Miami as a freshman. A lot to be said.